In this video, I'm going to give you some great gift ideas for that special dancer in your life and even your dance teachers. This includes some ideas that are budget-friendly and easy to shop for. Welcome to the Dance Navigator. I'm Chelsea, and I've created this channel to share my knowledge as a dancer, instructor, and studio owner to help dance parents and dancers find the joy of dance and help you navigate the dance world. Now, whether it is holiday time or the end of the dance season, there may be occasions that you want to give a dancer or your dance teacher a gift. This can be difficult to figure out what to give a dancer if you don't know much about dance yourself, but you're trying to give them something dance related, or you don't know your dance teacher very well personally. But if you at least know what style of dance they practice or teach, that will be very helpful. So let's get started with something expected. Flowers. No matter what your relation to the dancer, if you're giving them a gift specifically at a performance, flowers are always an acceptable and customary gift for both male and female dancers and teachers. Historically, it could be offensive to give carnations alone, so if you want to go old school, don't choose that flower. But honestly, nowadays, the type of flower doesn't really matter. And let's be real, nobody's going to be offended to find a carnation in their bouquet at most recitals nowadays. Now, if flowers aren't your thing, or you want something that lasts, I've seen people do bouquets of fake flowers or other items, and maybe small plush toys or dolls if the dancer is young. But avoid food and balloons as gifts for a performance because most theaters don't allow those inside, and you don't want to have to go run all the way back to your car to get their gift after the show. So if possible, find the policies for the theater to be sure that nothing in your gift is prohibited in the venue. Also, I should mention, it's okay if you don't give a gift after a show. If someone invites you to watch them perform, you shouldn't feel obligated to give them flowers or a gift unless perhaps they paid for your tickets. An acknowledgement is always nice though, so even a card of congratulations on their performance or bravo would be a nice thoughtful gesture. Which brings me to my next gift on the list, cards. Now this is especially if you're trying to figure out a gift for your dance teachers or other studio staff. Gifts are always nice and any gesture of kindness is appreciated, but cards have two advantages. One, it's something that teachers have space to save. And two, they are something that provides a memory of that student and their family. I have cards from students written when they were like 6 years old and then others years later that they gave me, and it's a very cool keepsake to see their journey and their growth over time. Also, I'm going to take a little moment here, parents, to remind you that you should never feel obligated to give a gift to your teachers. Do we love them? Of course. And if you love to gift them things, go for it. Choose stuff that they can use or is significant to their likes, and nothing too expensive because it can cause tension and competition amongst students of who can outdo the teacher's gift each year, and it's already a potentially competitive environment in a studio, so it's just not a necessary time to do that. Sometimes there's a lot of pressure at schools because it's just the norm that everyone gives them a gift at Christmas time or at the end of the season. I went to a school once when I was a student where the teacher actually took a class to open everybody's gift, and I was the new kid unaware of this tradition, and it was very awkward. So find out amongst the other parents if this is something that your school does so that you're prepared and you can prepare your child, however you choose to handle it. But overall, most teachers don't want to receive a gift out of obligation, and if you don't know them very personally, it can cause a lot of stress on you of what to give them. This is why a nice card with a note of appreciation is sufficient and still very meaningful. We become teachers to make a difference, so hearing that we're accomplishing that every now and then is definitely a gift in itself. So let me know, do you have a gift exchange at your studio, and how do you feel about it? Okay, so back to the gifts. Dance bags. Dancers love a good dance bag, and considering they're throwing smelly shoes in it every day, they can certainly get replaced more often than they do. You can usually find bags at a local dance supply or even online, but don't be afraid to get creative. Find any cute bag and add some dance-themed patches or fabric to it for a unique gift that none of the other dancers will have. Also, a bag that zips closed is a good idea because nobody wants their stuff falling out all over the parking lot. I've had many dancers lose shoes that way. Now here is something that I think would be a great gift, and I would have loved it as a dancer. A dancer necessity kit. Is this a thing? I don't know, but we're gonna make it one. So I always had a bag of stuff within my dance bag for necessary items that easily get forgotten, or they might be needed when I'm at class or a rehearsal. But this could be made into a very cute gift that includes things specific to the dancer being gifted. So start with a fun small bag. Something like this, a cosmetic bag works, or a little pouch like this. One of my dance parents actually gave this to me years ago, so thank you, it's very cute. So if you could find something dance related, that's even better. And if you sew and you know how to make it, you could make one yourself. But anything like that works really well. And then you grab the top things that you think your dancer would want in it, and you're gonna put them all inside as your gift. Now obviously, depending on their age, gender, dance styles, and preferences, your combinations can be very different, but there are so many options. So here's a list of things that I would recommend choosing from. Hair ties. Dancers can never have enough hair ties, especially if you're in ballet or a style where the hair has to always be up all the time. We're losing them constantly. Don't tell me where they go. I have no idea, but we're always going through them. So lots of hair ties. Bobby pins, same thing. We lose them all the time. We don't know where they are. If you're a dancer, you know you found one on the ground at some point. It wasn't yours. You used it. It's happened. So have some bobby pins in this set because it's very helpful. And that could be for male and female students, by the way, because boys can pin back their hair too sometimes if it is long and it falls in their face. Clips. Clips are another option, and they can be sort of decorative if you find some cute clips that you like, but no claw clips, you know, the little grabby kind. They fall right out when you're dancing, and if they fall, they usually break, and then it just becomes a hazard in class. So those aren't real practical for actual dance class. Hairnets are important if you have a ballet dancer because they wrap hair-colored hairnets around their bun to keep everything in place. Headbands, if the dancer that you're gifting this to has short hair. Again, this might be something that male students appreciate. If they have hair that hangs in their face, they can pull it back with a headband. Band-aids. Every dancer should have band-aids in their bag because there's always something that comes up that you need a band-aid. Blister guards. Blister guards are awesome, and I wish I knew about these when I was a kid because they stay on your feet so well. They're usually sold like next to band-aids, but you put them over blisters that already exist, or you can put them in places that you normally get blisters, and it just helps protect the skin. Lip balm, something like Vaseline, you know, no color, it doesn't have to have color or anything, but just on days when your lips get chapped and dry, it's nice to have that in your bag. Tissues, it's good to have some tissues in your bag when you don't get a chance to run to the bathroom, but you just need a tissue for something. A small sewing kit, and yes, things come up all the time where you need a small sewing kit, even at class. And if you are a dancer that's on point, usually you have moments in an emergency where you've got to sew your ribbons or your elastics back on because sometimes they get loose and they fall off. Now there's a lot of items that you can find in the travel section of stores like Target or Walmart that could be really helpful to go into this kit, like a travel size hairbrush. It's something small enough to keep in that bag, but you don't have to have your big usual hairbrush or bring your one from home. You always have something in your bag to help fix your hair. And if you have a dancer that spends really long hours at the studio, maybe a travel toothbrush kit or at least some mints. No gum though. Most studios don't allow gum inside, and it is a hazard to chew gum while you dance, so it's just not good to have that temptation. Mints or a toothbrush and a little mini toothpaste is a really good idea. Dental floss or those little dental picks are also something nice to have, especially if your dancer has braces. Hand sanitizer or hand wipes. Those come in handy for a lot of things, not only just to clean your hands maybe between classes, or if you are doing makeup at a rehearsal, maybe getting that off of your hands. And then of course some hand lotion. And these are things that you can make look cute. Remember, you can get them all maybe in a color that your dancer really likes. You can make the bag match. You can go to Bath and Body Works and get all the little matching hand lotions and hand sanitizers if you want to make it look cute. Makeup remover wipes if your dancer is using this bag at rehearsals, or maybe they're an older student that does wear makeup. Travel deodorant, the little tiny deodorants, they sell all different like scents and types. Those are great. Please put this in your kit. They need it. All dancers need extra deodorant in their bag. Us teachers, we're asking you desperately, put the deodorant in their bag. Finding some small snacks that aren't messy and can fit in that bag is also a good idea. Just keep in mind that different studios have different rules on food, so you really want to make sure it's something that won't cause a mess or stain or smear anywhere. Little granola bars, maybe some fruit snacks, something fun like that. An exercise band. So dancers use like a TheraBand or an exercise band a lot for strengthening, and those roll up just to nothing. So that can also fit into that bag, and that's a really great idea. A mini hair gel or maybe a mini hairspray, and again, you can find those in the travel section. Now for maturing female students, there are some other things that you can include in this, and depending on your relation to the person that you're gifting to, it might be appropriate or not, but these are things that really are great for maturing female students to have in their bag, and that is feminine products for one. It's important to have those things in their bag prior to maybe that change in their body, because then it is that emergency kit, right? They have it available to them when that moment comes, and they can feel secure that they've got their things with them when that change does come. Also petals. So petals are like little stickers which work really nice for discretion, especially under tight-fitting dance wear or leotards where you can't really wear a full bra. Those are really nice to have, and sometimes if you want to replace them during the day or you come across a costume change or something that you need to change into, they're just nice to have in there as a quick fix. Body tape can also be helpful. It holds straps and different things in place under certain costumes. Sometimes it's a necessity. So those are just a few items that might be a little bit more personal and appropriate depending or not who the person is that you're gifting this to, but they are really great things for female dancers to have in their bag. All right, so now some things that are more specific to the dancer or to their style. If you have a dancer that wears glasses, an eyeglass cloth, if you could find like one that matches the color, again, of the color scheme of everything that you're putting together in this kit, that would be really cute and a great thing to have. My students who wore glasses, they were constantly smudged. They're dancing, they're moving around all the time, they're touching their glasses, they're falling off their face. So it's a really nice thing for them to have in their bag that they can just keep their lenses clean. Now tap dancers. Tap dancers often have shoes with laces, and we know if we tie them really tight and we keep repeatedly doing this, sometimes they snap. So an extra pair of shoelaces, the really thin kind, work best for most tap shoes. That's a nice thing to have in your bag as a backup, as well as a tiny screwdriver. So on the taps there are little screws, and sometimes they loosen. So if you get one of those really tiny Phillips screwdrivers, that's really helpful to have in your bag, because loose screws, you can either lose the screw and damage your tap shoes, but you can also damage your studio floor or your performance space floor if you have a loose screw and it scrapes. And of course, if you have a dancer on point, you can never go wrong with extra ribbon and elastic. Now they're usually made to match specifically what shoe they have, but in a quick fix, it really doesn't matter as long as you're getting at least a ballet pink or a skin tone one. If you know your dancer wears skin tone point shoes, then anything's a better fix to at least keep their shoe on their foot. Now a luggage tag can also be a cute thing to throw in for the bag, of course, but you can sneak it into the little pouch as a part of the gift if you don't want to give a full-size dance bag, and it's a fun personalized way to make it all about their dance bag. There are so many choices and so many other things that may work for your specific dance style or dancers. It's a gift that you can really get creative with, make personalized, and manage financially with how much or how little that you want to spend on it. And it's also one of those gifts that you can repeat. You can give this to them again because they're all items they're going to go through, and maybe you just want them to have a new fresh bag each year, just like a backpack, right? And kids get a new backpack and they have a new look. You could do the same thing with their little necessity kit. Now, if you're giving a gift specifically around the holidays, we must acknowledge Nutcracker merchandise. Because the Nutcracker is a famous ballet usually put on around Christmas time, there can be many cute gifts in the stores themed to this. If you're giving a ballet dancer a gift, they will probably love it. And if you're gifting something Nutcracker themed to a dance teacher, and everyone at your studio typically gives gifts, know that they will probably get duplicates. I remember having a teacher who went home with an ornament from every student, and multiple were duplicates. And don't get me wrong, us teachers appreciate anything. It's not about the gift. But if you want it to stand out and be different, think about how you can creatively package it or personalize it simply by attaching a note of why it was special for you to give them or something like that. Even if we just hear from you why you thought this was a really cute ornament and you wanted to give it to us, it gives us something to attach that memory to that student. I've gotten multiple of the same ornament years in a row, and I love them. I created a whole tree and put all my ballerinas on it, and it was gorgeous. And I liked when the students would tag their name on it, because then I could remember which one was from which student. So don't worry, us ballet dancers will always love a good Nutcracker themed item, especially if it's an ornament and the dancers are properly positioned, or it's one of the more unique parts that doesn't get much attention. I found one once that was the Arabian number, and I thought that was very cool. All right, dance books. If you don't know whether or not the dancer that you're giving the gift to enjoys reading or not, that's okay. Don't get them a huge novel or a biography, and keep it age appropriate, of course. But there's so many wonderful books about dance and dance artists that can make an excellent gift. You can even write a message inside the cover and it will serve as a card and a gift. Now, I'm going to have a full video about some great dance books that I recommend, but here are a couple examples as far as gifts go. So for a young dancer, this picture book is a great option. Not only is it a great story with beautiful illustrations, but it was written by a professional dancer and teacher, Miss Debbie Allen. So anyone that knows dance knows inside it's really great because they're all positioned properly, which is nice. And sometimes you get books that are about ballet and their body's not really in the right spot, and this one it is. So I really love this one. It's a little beat up. My students like to read it a lot. Super guides. I used to have a little library in the studio. So the kids loved these visual guides and dictionaries. They would flip through them every day, trying the different steps and looking at the costumes. So these are really nice for a wide range of ages. And if you're not sure if the person that you're gifting this to really likes reading a whole lot, this just gives a nice option that it's fun to look at, even if they don't really want to do as much reading, or they can, and they can explore all the fun facts that are in there. Now for more mature dancers, there are also dictionaries specific to certain techniques and other sort of how-to books that are helpful. And of course, there are a ton of biographies of dance artists. Okay, moving on. Dancewear and shoes. Now this one is probably more for the dance parent or close friends and family because it's going to get a little pricey to purchase these items and you would need to know their proper sizing. But I list this here as a reminder, parents. You spend a lot of money on your dancer, and all the little things that go into this activity can be treated like gifts. If you can manage to time it out right when they need new items, wrap them up and make it a gift. As a dancer, I always looked at those things as a privilege, and I was thankful for those necessities and still understood them as gifts. Sure, it's necessary to get new clothes and shoes once they're outgrown. Please don't make your dancer wear the same leotard for 3 years in a row just because it's stretchy. But it doesn't make it any less exciting when you get new dancewear as a gift too. And be creative. If you have to get a new leotard because they outgrew it, grab another one in a different color or design or something to save it as a gift for later. I remember my first pair of point shoes were given as a gift. Now obviously you must be approved by a teacher to get point shoes and you must be fitted in person. It's not a shoe that you can just go pick one out and buy for somebody. But my parents wrapped an empty box with a note in it congratulating me and saying that soon this box would hold my very first pair of point shoes. And it was wrapped all pretty, and then after I had opened it, we made an appointment and I went and got fitted for my shoes. So it was a way to make it an exciting moment and a memory significant not just between me as a dancer and my studio, but my family acknowledging and supporting that accomplishment. And I had that note to remember as a memory of they're congratulating me on this big step. It wasn't about having that tangible item in the box at the time. There's also a ton of accessories that can be purchased if you're not in the market for the really important stuff or the difficult to size kind of items. Leg warmers, toe pads, fuzzy slippers or socks, elastic and ribbons, sweaters or skirts that are one size fits all. Cute little Epsom salt baths and lotions for your feet are all smaller and more budget-friendly options that are still really great for any dancer. Now, if some of those things are still foreign to you and you just don't know what they are and you don't know what to choose, there are, of course, gift cards. It's okay to give gift cards, but if you want it to feel a little bit more special for your dancer, try and get a gift card where they can get items that they need. If you have a local dance supply, I would recommend seeing if they do gift cards or certificates because it would be more personalized and also support a local business in the process. You might also see if their dance studio offers gift certificates where they can use it for anything at their studio, whether it be items or towards costumes or tuition expenses. Then you just have to take that card or certificate and put it in a cute themed card or box that's appropriate for the occasion, and it's still a thoughtful gift even though it's a gift card. Now, last but not least, there are personalized items. And for a dancer, that could mean their name or some sort of dance image printed on any of the items that we mentioned, like bags or water bottles, but maybe it could be something like a collage. I gifted someone once a collage that was the shape of a dancer, but it was full of images of them throughout their dance years. I got it printed on a canvas, and it was a great personalized gift that I felt really happy to put together, and they had as a keepsake of all of their dance memories. So when I say personalize, it doesn't always mean that it has to be that fancy silver box at the mall engraved with their name on it. Think of something that's still useful or significant to them, and then imagine how you could change it so that it could only be a gift for them. Well, I hope my suggestions were helpful, and please let me know down below what gifts are the best for the dancers in your life. Don't forget, if you want to get notified when I post new videos here on the channel, to subscribe to the Dance Navigator. It helps my channel grow and reach more dancers, dance families, and others like you who support the arts, find my tips and instructional videos. Thanks again, and until next time, keep on dancing.